Hey, what's up guys? This video is gonna actually be a tutorial on how to convert a bin file, an operating system bin file, to an ISO. This was not easy to do. I spent the last few hours like reverse engineering this thing, this Linux thing. What is it called? Let me check what it's called. It's called make ISO file fs. What is the? It's called it's like called gen ISO image or something. But I removed. What I did was I went into the ISO that it outputted, and I picked through it with HXD, the hex editor. And I removed every bit that is unnecessary. I removed all the unnecessary pieces from it, and I got it down to a pretty short and sweet little thing that we can do from scratch in HXD, and we don't even need a converter to make this. So over here, if we go and look at our boot.bin, as you can see, it's just a bunch of bytes, and it's compiled or assembled assembly code. And as you can see, let's delete this real quick just to show you this. Okay, so as you can see, it works fine from the bin. These errors are just like these are errors that error messages that I made. These aren't like, if anything, from the virtual machine that's like yelling at me. It's just that I made those to check that it loads the boot sector correctly, and it doesn't for this, but it works for the other thing. But anyway, that's the bin file. And now you can make an image file, a floppy image file from a bin. So you don't have to do any kind of conversion. It'll just work from this image here. As you can see, it boots from the floppy just fine. But if we try the same thing with an ISO, if we try just calling this boot.iso, and we do that, and we try launching from ISO, as you can see, it doesn't work. It's an error code 0003. So I'm going to show you guys how we can actually get around this and actually get it to work. Now, like I said, I spent like 4 or maybe 3 hours reverse engineering this thing. This Linux command. So basically, okay, so we're just gonna make a brand new file. We're gonna make a brand new ISO. We're gonna call this boot.iso, and it's gonna be completely empty. And over here we've got this file. We got this thing called this text file that I made. This thing contains all the necessary things that we need to make an ISO file. And that is bootable, to be exact. Whatever, to be exact. Oh my god, I sound like a fucking nerd. Alright, anyway. But, alright, so first, it's kind of, I kind of formatted this thing weird, but we start at the bottom, or we're going to start at the bottom to choose how big we want it to be, because ISO files are kind of weird, and I think it's because they are based on they're based on hard drive sectors. And you can't just make them any size. They have to be a specific size, or else they won't work. So I handpicked 3 different sizes that I think will be fitting for like anybody who wants to make an ISO from their operating system. So we've got 354 kilobytes, we've got 1 megabyte, and we've got 1 gigabyte. I'm sure that there's some other sizes that you can do. I noticed that that they all have 87FF at the end of them, so there's a pattern there. So if you guys want to try doing different sizes, you can go ahead and try. Let me make sure I'm still okay. My voice is still being recorded, but yeah. Anyway, so to do this, we're going to need HXD, and HXD is just a hex editor that makes it easier to actually, code. It makes it a lot easier to code specifically in hex and bytes. It's like made for coding just from scratch. So we're gonna open up that file that we made, the boot ISO. Oh god, I'm in the wrong thing. Okay, I've got to go into workspace 2. So you open up boot ISO. So there we go. We are in this file, and as you can see, there's nothing in it. So we're gonna choose our size that we want from these select templates. So for right here, we can do 300. I'm gonna do 354 kilobytes because my operating system is not even. It doesn't even have a kernel yet, so it's not very big, as you can imagine. So we're gonna do 354 kilobytes. So we're gonna go up here and go to insert bytes, and we're just gonna put in 587FF and then enter, and then there we go. As you can see, we got all the bytes. Although actually, wait, you might hold on. Let me reverse that. You might actually want to put in. Okay, let's insert bytes. Okay, you might want to, instead of putting this, you put 58. You put 58800. So then you put that, and then there you go. It fills the whole thing for you. So yeah, instead of 7FF, you're gonna put 800. So that's just to fill up the whole thing. But it doesn't matter because we're gonna be going back here and fixing this later on because we're gonna be pasting in a lot of code, and it's gonna be moving it down slowly as we go. But anyway, let's just save right from the get-go. Let's just save, and all right, now we can get on to the actual coding of this. So right here, we've got the first thing. It's CD001. Now I'm not exact. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know fully entirely what what most of these mean, but that's because there's no documentation on this. I was like I reversed this I reverse engineered this directly from the command. So it's just. It's just the format of ISO files for all I know. But anyway, let's just copy this, and we're gonna go to 8,000. So let's go down to 8,000, and here we are at 8,000. So we're gonna put this here, and we're gonna paste that. And don't worry, guys, I'm gonna put this in the description for you guys. I really hope that you guys find this useful and appreciate the work I did on this. It took a while, but anyway, there's that first one. So now we move on to the next one, and this is this CD001 TORITO specification. Basically, this is just the format of this is the standard format of ISOs, and I don't know why they called it that, but that's what it's called. So it's kind of like the MZ at the beginning of Windows EXEs. But anyway, so we're just gonna go down to 8,000, 8,801, 8,800. Okay, there it is, 8,800, and we're gonna go to the 1 column because there's a 1 there, and then we're gonna copy all this, and we're gonna paste it. And as you can see, it says El Torito specification. All right, and then now we're gonna. Oh yeah, there's this. I actually missed this one because it was so tiny and it was so easy to miss. I missed this one whenever I was messing around with this. So we gotta make sure that we don't forget this little 19 here. So let's go to 847 in the 7 column right here. And we're gonna paste that 19 in there. There we go. Okay, so now we move on to some more bytes. I don't know what these mean, but that's where they belong. So we're just gonna put them there as the good programmers that we are. And okay, let's go down. All right, A000, A000. I thought I said that wrong for a second because there's so many zeros. It's too much for my mind to freaking comprehend. I'm an idiot. Oh my god. Okay. So anyway, put that right there. All right. Now we move on to B000. So let's copy the code for B000, and then we're gonna go down to B000. Come here, B000. Come here. All right. There we go. We got B00. And then, okay, now we go down to C000. You might be noticing a pattern now. But okay, so let's get the code for C000, and we're gonna put that there. Oh, well, I haven't really put it in anywhere yet. I don't know why I said put it there, but whatever. And okay, we're gonna put it right here. This is where we're gonna put it. There we go. And this is where it specifies the files that are gonna be in the ISO. And we're gonna have boot.bin and then boot.cat, as you can see. I tried my best. There was actually a more bare bones version of this that I had at first, but I'm kind of worried that if I show you guys that version, there's gonna be some errors for somebody somewhere in the world, because it corrupts it. It like makes it to where you can't go into the ISO file. I mean, it works in a virtual machine, but it corrupts it, and that makes me worry that you won't be able to actually put it on any USBs or disks. So I decided that I would make it a little bit more stable to where you can actually go into the files. But yeah, anyway, so that was C000, and now we move on to C800, and all that we got to put on C800 is 1. So let's go down to C800. Where the hell are you, C800? Come here, C800. There you are. Okay, let's put that 1. That's a very important 1. You can't forget about that one, or else it won't work. Just like, in fact, all of this is important. Like I said, I picked out the... I picked at it until I got it as bare bones as I possibly could. This is the bare minimum that you need for it to work properly. So, yeah, you can feel good about that. And if anybody, if anybody watching this actually wants to make a compiler out of this, I mean, you can do that. It's this is just I'm just giving this to you guys. This is just free knowledge. Free knowledge is good. Use it, man. Okay, but anyway, now we go down to C1. We go to C1C. So this is C1C, and then this is where the C column is. So we got to put this here, and this is actually kind of similar. I noticed here that this is kind of similar to the AA5 or the 55AA at the end of a bin file. So if you put this here, you'll see that it's the AA5555AA, but it's a little bit different, as you can tell. But I mean, it could be related. Who knows? But anyway, now we actually get into the fun part. This is the part. This is where we actually put our program into here. So as I showed you in the beginning, there are a few sizes that you can make this without it breaking. There's the ones that I found so far are like the 354 kilobytes, 1 megabyte, and 1 gigabyte. But as far as I've seen so far, you can put any code in here, and it'll go as you can go as far as you want with it, as long as it doesn't go past the ISO file size. So all these zeros that are after all that stuff we just put, those are free range. You can do whatever you want with them, as long as it doesn't go past the end, and as long as you keep it as those specific file sizes. But anyway, enough about that. Let's save this. So we're gonna need to save this real quick and close it. Don't worry, we're gonna come back. But let's go into our workspace, and we're going to go to the bin file. And as you can see, it's just the bin file. So we're gonna go. Actually, I forgot. I need to have this open still. Oh God. Anyway, you gotta go in here and you open the bin file in hex editor, and then you're gonna just copy all of this. In fact, and you know it's easier if you have like a huge freaking bin file. You might want to go here and do select block, and then you just put a bunch of numbers in here, and then that will select the whole oh my God, never mind. Oh God, that was too big. Alright, let's make it a little bit smaller. Make it a little bit smaller. There we go. Alright, so just don't make it too big or it'll break. But there you go. You can select the whole thing like that, and then you just copy it, and then we close and we go back. So then we go over here, and we go back into our boot.iso that we're making, and then we're gonna go down. And actually, let me just make sure there's still stuff in here, cause oh god, I have freaking paranoia, man. Oh god, I have paranoia. Oh lord, please still all be in there. Oh, I don't see it. It's probably because I'm scrolling too fast. All right, yeah, there's some of that. There's some of it. But anyway, let's just go down to D000, and this is where we're going to paste in our program. So let's just put our cursor here, press Control V, and there we go. Now we've got our whole program in the ISO file. So now is the final step. Now that we've got our program in here, we can now the last thing we need to do is we need to go and fix the file size again, because we've been pasting all this stuff and it's been offsetting the zeros. As you can see, it's not at the same place that it was before. So we're just gonna need, all that we gotta do is we just gotta go and find the specified file size. So we are at 587FF, so let's go to 587FF. FF, where are you, FF? There you are. Okay, so now we just go and we do this, select block, and we just put in that big ass number that we did before, and then we just delete. There we go. Now we're done. That's it. That's literally it. So now if we just close this out, and we go over here to the ISO we made, and we open with WinRAR. Look at that. We've got files in here, like actual files, even though we didn't make them. They're just there. Isn't that cool? So now, if we go over to VirtualBox, we can actually no. Let's do QEMU first, because it's easier to do it that way. So let's just launch from QEMU. And as you can see, look at that. It launches perfectly. Drive 224. So there we go. We did a ISO from scratch. That's fucking cool. But let's first of all, before we end the video, we're gonna do the big test of will it work in VirtualBox, because VirtualBox is very picky about its ISO files. It doesn't open files that are too big or too small. In fact, that's why we do those specific sizes, because it won't open it if it's not the proper sector size. Like it's not this if it's not multiplied by the sector size properly. So let's go in and first let's remove any of the. Let's remove the. Oh god, I can't remove. Hey, let me just, this isn't the same ISO, but we're gonna launch it anyway, and then we're going to make sure that this works properly. So let's go over here to devices, optical drive. Let's move this out. Okay, so now we're gonna choose our file that we just made. So here's the workspace, and here's our boot. Actually, wait, no, this is the wrong workspace. Okay, we gotta go to workspace 2. Here it is. So boot.iso. This is the one that we just made, and as you can see, it worked. It worked. It's got it selected right now. Normally, if you did it wrong, it will give an error message whenever you try, and that's how you know that you did it wrong, and you need to go back and try it again. And hey, I did that a few thousand times too, so don't feel bad. It's just what happens whenever you do shit from scratch. But anyway, so it worked. So there was no error message. So anyway. Now that we know it works, let's see if it actually boots. Let's go and boot. Go into my OS. Oh, let's go. Come on, let's see if it worked. Oh boy, I can't wait to get into my operating system. Yeah, it worked. Fuck yeah. All right, it worked. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I think that this is the first video about this on YouTube. I have not, because I've been looking for a video just like this, and nobody has anything about this. Like, there's nothing online about making ISOs from scratch, and if it is, it's like so many paragraphs on some weird, obscure website. So this will be like the first thing. This will be the first video about how to do this. At least to my knowledge, that at least, but. let me know in the comments if you guys like this video and if you want to see more stuff like this. But yeah, see you guys. Thanks for watching.